The second I realize who I just ran into, I throw myself at both of them. They catch me. Of course they do. And one of my arms goes around each of their necks as I hug them as tightly as I can. It's been more than a month since we've been together in person. Now that Hudson and I live in San Diego and they live in Manhattan, we don't see each other nearly as often as I'd like. And FaceTime may be the next best thing, but it just isn't the same. Flint laughs as he brushes a few of my wayward curls out of his face. Then he tugs me away from Jackson and twirls me around a couple of times. "Looking good, new girl." I fake grimace at the old nickname, even as it makes me smile. Flint and his teasing never change, something I'm grateful for in a world that so regularly tilts beneath my feet. "Wish I could say the same about you, dragon boy," I shoot back. "That's one hell of a shiner you've got there." But he just snickers. "You should see the other guy." As Flint and I continue to joke around, Jackson clears his throat in a pay-attention-to-me kind of way. It's Flint's turn to grimace at me, even as we both pivot toward my ex-mate. "You look good, Jackson," I tell him in a there voice. "Too little, too late," he answers. But then he's wrapping me up in another hug, and the comforting sense of fresh water and oranges wash over me. "The Dragon Court seems to agree with you," Hudson comments as he joins us. "At least something does." Flint grins as he gives Hudson a hearty slap on the back. Because apparently that's what men who used to be enemies but are now friends do. Jackson snorts in a way that doesn't sound entirely teasing as he tells Flint, "I think he was talking to me." Flint's grin fades as he murmurs, "I know." But Jackson is too busy studying Hudson to notice. "San Diego looks pretty good on you too, brother. Better than the Vampire Court, certainly." Hudson holds his gaze, and as I glance back and forth between them, it looks like they're saying a lot more than what we're hearing. "Who knew vampires could tan?" Hudson finally replies as we head over to our table, where Eden and Heather are staring googly-eyed at each other across a plate of French fries. Or at least as googly-eyed as Eden gets, which, at the moment, is more than I ever expected. "Guess that ring Remy gave you is coming in handy." Flint nods down at the ring on Hudson's finger that lets him drink human blood and still walk in the sun. "Lucky me." "It is," Hudson answers, and the glance he shoots his brother, then Flint, tells me he's picked up on the same thing I have, that Jackson is looking pretty tan himself, even though he doesn't have a ring. "Now let's get this party started." As we settle down next to Heather and Eden, I can't help wondering if Jackson's tan means he's not feeding from Flint. And if he isn't, why not? I make a mental note to ask Flint if they're having problems when there aren't so many people around. I hate the idea of things being off between them, especially when they're both trying so hard to make their budding relationship work at the Dragon Court. Heather immediately wraps her arms around me, and I squeeze her back. We were apart for so long. It is such a relief that we're close again. I'll never get tired of seeing my best friend. We exchange a few comments about recent stormy weather, but stiffen when Eden shrieks,